We're live! Welcome to the World of Kayfabe podcast. I'm your host, Slick Nick, along with my two good friends, Dan the Man. Oh, I'm sorry. The man with 1,000 technical difficulties, Dan the Man, Staggerly Crocker, and joining us tonight, we have a very special guest with you. He is the leader of the Hey Nation. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the king of rib style. None other than the legendary Mr. Chase Matthews, my man. Welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
Did you just say the king of ribs?
King rib style.
Oh, rib style. Well, king of ribs. That's probably true too if you ask everybody.
I mean, I like ribs too.
That man knows how to marinate his meat.
Yes.
What the hell, boy? Dan, you got some good good software going on. What's up with that? You look crisp. You look smooth.
Yeah, I relocated. I'm in the.
I see that. You relocated.
Yeah, dude. I'm on the kitchen table now. I'm not on.
And Staggerly Crocker is in an unknown location.
Yeah.
About to do a shoot interview with Jim Cornette, or tell him how he feels about Dave Meltzer.
Joey, can we hear you?
We're live, pal.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
I can't hear Joey either.
Fixing his stuff up.
Sorry, I was.
Oh, there we go.
Nobody could hear
it.
Nobody could hear you.
Before...
Nobody could hear you at that point. But yeah, of course, I had to have the technical difficulty.
Oh, why the hell? Now you see, I always clown Dan if I have technical difficulties. Now I gotta clown you for having technical difficulties.
Okay, well you deal with a whole virtual mixer that deals with all the audio for everything.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Okay. Good point. Never mind. Dan, I'm sorry. You're the man with 1,000 technical difficulties. Can't do it. Anyway,
No more.
Before we start this podcast, as always, Liquid Death, sponsor us. Do it. You know you want to do it. You know you want to watch us. And we gotta start it the right way. Wait, I don't hear no sizzling. Anyway.
Hey, you better pour that back, boy.
There you go. So with that being said, Chase, man, why don't you explain or introduce yourself to the show for the viewers who don't know who you are? As much as I do, I know who you are, and I've seen you in the ring, and you've done a lot of great shit. And yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
As you said, in case y'all missed Nick, name is Chase Matthews, the leader and the face of the Hey Nation. I'm currently wrestling all over the Gulf Coast, and I just finished my very first gig up in Maryland this past weekend, which was a blast. Which was a blast, by the way, because I got to see the White House and the Washington Monument and all that great stuff. So
I saw that.
But yeah, as Nick said, I wrestle every week. You know, I love it. It's what I do, and you know, it's great. So
I'm still waiting on that shirt.
Can't complain.
But yeah, I met him on Facebook. Believe it or not, I met Chase on Facebook, and through mutual friends, I'm like, well, I want to send this dude a friend request, and lo and behold, this dude was sending nothing but funny ass stuff on Facebook. Stupid memes, shit like that. And I'm like, this guy's funny as hell. So when he started wrestling again, because at one point you took a long break from wrestling, if I'm not mistaken.
About 10 years.
And then you came back at that Battle Royal. I forget which Battle Royal it was.
Clash of Columbia, Pro Wrestling 225 last January of 2021.
So you just started wrestling again. It's been, yeah, you're right. It's been a year.
A year and a half, almost.
Yeah. Because I met you in New Iberia when you wrestled, I want to say in January. And then we had a show in Gonzales. And, man, that was a fun show. I enjoyed that show. Meeting not just you, but meeting tons of other guys, especially like the big names like JBL and Diamond Dallas Page and Ron Simmons and everybody else.
Oh yeah, that was a blast to wrestle in front of over 1,000 people and wrestling in front of those Hall of Famers.
And that's a big venue, to say the least.
Yeah. JBL, I actually got to talk with him, and he enjoyed for what he heard. He enjoyed that we put on the entertainment for the con, and But yeah, JBL, that was a real pleasure to talk to, about the event.
And you think he would be a dick, but he's not.
No,
He really
no,
isn't, because
no.
Him and even Blue Meanies made up after the whole debacle.
After the whole incident, you know what I mean? But he called me Becky Two Belts, which I thought was hilarious, because I had the WCW title, I had my Impact title, and he's like, "Oh, what's up, Becky Two Belts?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna. No. It's JBL. I'm not gonna get my ass kicked. It's not happening. This dude's taller than me. What up, Brandon? What up, Kylie? Thank you guys for commenting on the show.
In the chat.
We're there in the chat, guys. If you like what you see, comment. Tell Dan that he looks like a piece of shit. Fine. Say that's say I look like a piece of shit. Do what you gotta do. But with that being said, guys, we are talking to the one, the only Chase Matthews right here on World of Kayfabe podcast.
Yes.
But with that being said, how's everybody's weekend? How do y'all enjoy yourselves?
It was good.
Dan, I love how your stuff is still the original name for the World of Kayfabe podcast. That's your picture.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to switch that. I've been trying to switch it over for like 2 weeks now, and it won't let me. The past won't die.
Oh boy, yeah. R.I.P. to Parts Unknown podcast. That was our very first podcast name, and then later down the line, some buddy of mine, Juice from Juice Pro Wrestling Podcast, was like, "Yeah, so somebody took that name, so yeah, you're gonna have to come up with something else." So, but with that being said, Chase, I've been watching your stuff, and I will say, like, I'm very impressed with the wrestling that you've done, especially with Lucha Lacra. Lucaria, I always get his name fucked up. I am so sorry. Lacora, thank you. Lacora.
Yeah.
I always mess up this man's name. Like, I love his wrestling, and it's like, in my opinion, dude, you had probably a feud of the year with this guy. So much crazy stuff has happened, and now he's doing a thing with, I believe, Breslin. He's gonna be starting to do a program with him, if I'm not mistaken. What are your thoughts on Lucha and what he's done with the business since you've been in the business?
It's probably a wrong question to ask because of my feelings towards Lucha, but as far as what he's done in the business, he's been around 20 years, and so in that regard, you got to respect him for that. But as far as what he's done with me, I got nothing nice to say about him, right? Like, and from a personal standpoint,
Right.
He can quit now, and I would not shed a tear.
Damn. That's a shoot, brother. Sean, what's up, man? How you doing? But yeah, so I really enjoyed the feud. I mean, a lot of people would say is either real or
I doubt it's finished.
Oh no, I don't think it's finished.
No.
I can watch you two guys go at it like all day if I wanted to. But yeah, with that being said, I've watched your stuff. I watched you in New Iberia when you wrestled Jax Bradley, and yeah, we had a lot of stuff to say about him, but we're not going to say it on here because we don't want to shoot,
honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a lot to learn. He's new to the business. Just don't be stiff. Where's Sammy Callahan?
Some people, bro.
But yeah, I want to jump into some of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, we got Chase on the show as a special guest. Dark Side of the Ring is not canceled. Dark Side of the Ring is not canceled. Thank God, and fuck you, Dave Meltzer. So, how can you get that wrong twice in under 1 week? Joy, what'd you think of that? And he cuts his audio again.
Oh, hold on. No, so not only
There we go.
not only did he screw up claiming Bret Hart signed a alleged contract with WWE, when it turned out to be a merchandise contract, which allows him to there's tons of wrestlers that have merchandise contracts and wrestle for other places. And so he not only screwed that up, which made indie promotions not want to book Bret Hart because they thought that he was signed to WWE because he can't do it. And then he screws up and saying that Dark Side of the Ring's canceled just because they didn't release in the schedule. Does he not understand how TV works? You don't, unless they release a press release saying it's canceled, it's not canceled. So, and Vice had to release a statement this morning contradicting Dave Meltzer's whole statement.
Have they said anything about a lineup as far as the next season or
no? But they're going full. But they said they're still fully dedicated to Dark Side of the Ring.
Good.
So Chase, let me ask you this: have you ever watched Dark Side of the Ring? Are you a fan of the show, or have you heard of it?
Yes. I think I've watched 2 episodes, and I for sure watched the one. Was it the plane ride from hell?
Oh God, I actually just watched that one the other day. I rewatched that one.
You know what's funny is that when I watched it and I seen the outrage over the internet, people are literally flipping out of all the crazy stuff that was released or whatever that happened. But I mean, it's honestly nothing new that happened back in the day that just
it happened like what 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it happened all the time.
Exactly. I mean, and not only that, like with Ric Flair's situation, when he spin his genitalia, I mean, I don't know. Personal feelings aside, I think he shouldn't have done that. But at the same token, as Nature Boy, what do you kind of expect? You know what I mean? That was a double-edged sword, but it was a very interesting episode. And from that standpoint, from the actual people that was on the plane ride, except for Brock Lesnar and like a couple other people that wasn't, present on the show on the episode, it was pretty crazy. You know what I mean? To have that type of shit going on and hear Jim Ross, saying that he was in charge of everything, from everything that was going on. And then you had Goldust trying to sing over the damn PA system, which was hilarious. It just, dude, it was so much bullshit happened.
You had to worry about your drink getting spiked.
Let alone your ponytail getting cut.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I worry about my mohawk. I mean, shit, I just got a mohawk done tonight.
See, here's the thing. Like I said, a lot of that shit happened back in the day, and it's just that shit was just publicized heavy. But it's like, you go back and watch comments from guys in that era, and they compared to this era, how basically guys these days are just basically happy to be on TV and they play in their video games. When back then, if you hung around with the boys, you got a good spot. But it's like, who would you rather hang out with, Seth Rollins and let's say Finn Balor, or would you rather hang out with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash?
Oh, clearly Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
But you know damn well they're probably gonna rib the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, a harmless rib.
But they'll get you drunk and they'll mess with you. But hey, I guarantee you'll make some money and you'll have stories to tell.
Exactly, you'll have tons of stories.
That makes sense.
As a matter of fact, speaking of Scott Hall, it's kind of a staple of the show.
X-Pac might come in the room and poop in your bag, though.
Yeah,
or cut your ponytail. If you have a ponytail. Anyway, but yeah, like, watching that episode was pretty cool. I thought the Brian Pillman episode was really good, too. That was a two-parter. That was a debut episode.
Well, it's a real interesting episode, and I've grown really fond of it as of late, is the Collision in Korea WCW episode. I could watch that one over and over. It's just fascinating.
I thought the XPW one was really good, too.
Oh, yeah.
The one with Rob Black.
Oh, yeah. Dude's a piece of shit.
Bro. The epitome of piece of
Rob
shit.
Black.
So, but yeah, Chase, do you have a specific favorite episode other than the plane ride from hell that you've watched?
I like the whole thing, honestly. I really don't have a favorite. It's just, the whole thing as a collective and as a whole, it's just fascinating.
But yeah, go ahead, Dan.
National question, man. Was there a significant moment that made you a wrestling fan? Like, did you just stumble across it one day when you were
doing this again? He's doing this again. He stole the same exact question.
What am I going to ask?
Son of a bitch.
Did you play a good video game last week?
Did I?
I want to know more about the man.
No, wait. Okay, you're asking how I got into it or how I became a fan?
How you became a fan of it?
Well, this comment probably don't age well these days, but honestly, it was Hulk Hogan that got me watching when I was a kid. But as I was getting older, I switched to Stone Cold. So, but yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was Hulk Hogan who got me watching it when I was a kid, and then just ever since then, I've been drawn to it, and then Stone Cold became big, and I mean the rest is history.
The Attitude Era, man, that was the big thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna be honest. Like the Attitude Era was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like Stone Cold was the Attitude Era. I mean, every Monday he would show up on Raw, beating the shit out of Vince.
That was the main feud, bro.
Pouring cement on a Corvette, like beating him with a freaking medical pan. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
And the thing is, I prefer, this is just my opinion, I prefer Ruthless Aggression Era, Attitude Era, because of the wrestling. The wrestling in the Ruthless Aggression Era is so underrated, it's not funny. But as far as like the Attitude Era, oh, bro, I mean, as far as what you say, gimmicks and Stone Cold at his height and The Rock, Triple H. But yeah, the Ruthless Aggression is another era I think is just so underrated.
I think Breslin said it last week. He never watched any of the Ruthless Aggression era, and I told him the same thing. I have vivid memory of the Ruthless Aggression era because at that point I couldn't watch wrestling because I was one of the kids that would imitate it at school, and the teachers didn't like it, the principal didn't like it, and they called my mom, and my mom literally... Dude, I had, like, all kinds of wrestling stuff. Like, figure-wise, I was able to recover some of my, like, Sting stuff. Like, obviously, my Wolfpack Sting that I had from the 90s. You know, this thing right here, I was able to recover this one. You know what I mean? I was able to recover him. You know, stuff like that. And it's like, my mom threw it away. And she's like, yeah, you're not watching wrestling no more. You're done. So I wouldn't watch wrestling until like 2005. Like whenever Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels had that feud at SummerSlam. And I was like, oh my God, Shawn Michaels, you son of a bitch. Why you super kick Hulk Hogan? Like, this is bullshit. Little did I know that Shawn Michaels was going to supersell the shit out of Hulk Hogan in that great match that they had. It was a 5-star classic. I mean, guys, you need to check it out. It's on the Peacock. It's a 6-star match. This match puts Kenny Omega and Okada to shame. This is it was, oh my God, such good moments in that match. Just saying.
So, Nick, speaking of Hulk Hogan, remember how I told you on last week's episode that I had a little surprise from you? A blast from my past?
Okay, shoot.
Okay. So remember that event that I told you I went to in 1989 where I got to see Hulk Hogan versus Boss Man in the blue steel cage, right?
You found it.
I found the original ticket stub.
Oh, shit.
From that day, mint condition, March 12th, 1989.
Hell yeah, dude.
Look how much tickets. Chicago with Shawn Michaels and Eddie Guerrero.
That was 22, not 23.
22, you're right.
Yeah. And he was to win the World Heavyweight title, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude,
I want to say
banger.
Either that or, yeah, it was supposed to be him against Shawn Michaels, but ultimately Eddie passed away. I almost wore my Eddie Guerrero shirt tonight because that's the shirt. If you look at the thumbnail very well, it's the picture of me and Chase doing the picture where it's him and I'm doing it too sweet, and I got the Eddie Guerrero shirt on. So I almost wore that shirt tonight, but then I realized, well, wait a minute, I owe Stagger Lee a favor, so I wore my Lanny Poffo shirt instead because I'm wearing the Genius, and Joey's like, yeah, you can't do that. There's no way. So prove the wrong, motherfucker.
Hey, I just want to state that we had some technical difficulties. Everything went crazy. Like YouTube crashed, the recorder crashed. So I've got it, and we're back up, but everything that we just said was recorded. So I can piece it back into the live part.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow. So we were live, now we're live again. So welcome to the Kayfabe podcast.
Yeah, everything.
I'm your host, Slick. Huh?
Everything just went crazy. The graphics card crashed in YouTube and everything.
I guess it's because that Chase is here, and Chase is bringing a lot of people. Which, by the way, well, where the hell Chase went?
Well, you said he likes to rib people, so he's ribbing the podcast.
I guess he is ribbing the podcast. You son of a bitch. Anyway, but with that being said, I do want to thank everybody that has went on Facebook. We are now up to like 240 something, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's like 240 something. But yeah, we're up there, and thank you guys so much. Thank you, Chase, for doing that. You know what I mean? For telling everybody, come check us out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find it, see where it's at. What? Oh. Anyway, gotta find it. I know it's somewhere around here.
Nick, you going to GSW this Saturday?
GSW? No. I will be going to Pro Wrestling 225 in June in Lafayette. I'm definitely going to be checking them out.
Going to move to Plaquemine.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely would check it out, but I know I want to check out a PW 225 show. I would love to check them out and see what's going on and all that shiznit. Here we go. There we go. I found it. We are now up to, if I can find this son of a bitch. Okay, well, never mind. Let's see. We are now up to, we're like 240, 244, something like that. I don't know exactly. But, oh, wow, the chat got disconnected. Oh, well, Chase, goddamn it, you're ribbing us. Ribbing the podcast.
The chat is new. I have to give you the new link. I forgot to give you that.
Oh, why the hell?
It's because it went down. Jesus.
Oh, son.
But, anyways, so Chase, you said you actually had taken a break from the ring. Why did you take the break, and what made you come back?
Honestly, well, I got really burned out from it, and when I mean burnout, I mean like, the people involved in it. It became too toxic, and honestly, my health wasn't that great at the time. I was almost at 300 pounds. I was out of shape, and mentally I just wasn't out there anymore. And what made me come back was I started a diet in 2017 to basically get healthy. And after I lost all the weight, I started running into a lot of people from wrestling, and they all kept trying to tell me, come back, give it another shot. And I was like, no, I kept refusing. Until, I got invited to GSW in New Iberia in August of 2019. I got invited to the show to go check them out.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did, and I kind of got the itch right there. So, and I got invited to another show, and people were like, okay, you're coming back. Just tell us when. And I'm just like, and I didn't say anything at the time, but I was planning on coming back in 2020, but COVID happened.
Oh, that fucked everything up, man. Like, COVID just destroyed the whole world. Like, I thought we would never get a GSW show.
Yeah, so basically all I did in 2020 was got back in ring shape and, went to Mustang's ring in Patterson and all that stuff. And when I wasn't in the ring, I just continued to train and work on footwork and make sure I was in ring shape before I came back in 2021. So, but yeah, basically it's a whole lot of reasons why I came back. I want to prove to myself and everybody that, I wasn't a fluke. I wasn't I didn't want to be remembered how I was when I left.
Right.
Because when I left, I was in a bad place. I was out of shape. I wasn't taken seriously. So I wanted to come back and kind of right that wrong a little bit.
And that's always a good thing to overcome that, to overcome, you know, the mental health and all that shit.
And a lot of people said I wouldn't do it, and I would never come back and amount to anything. A lot of people have said that. So that's in the words of, like, it's like someone told the Undertaker, "You'll never be a top guy in the business." It's just a prime example when it comes to wrestling, or basically in life in general. Never take no for an answer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
So was there a specific person that gave you the edge back in the wrestling, or was that just a multiple people at the show?
It was multiple people, but if I had to honestly say one person that I was really connected with during that time I was going, and that kind of pushed me to come back, it was a Beautiful Bobby.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to say Beautiful Bobby.
Yeah, I still give him credit, even though me and him rib the shit out of each other all the time. And he'll probably tell you I'm a dick, but you know he'll tell me that to my face. But he was the one that kind of pushed me to come back, and you know got my that spark lifted and reunited a bit. So,
and that's good because I mean, dude, once again, your feud with Lucha, I mean that got me becoming a fan of yours, and I'm like, I want to get this guy's T-shirt because this guy.
Oh, became, huh?
Now, let me ask you a question for people that aren't familiar with your work. Like, what style of a wrestler are you? Or who do you emulate if you were to compare yourself to somebody?
Well, honestly, to me, in wrestling, you want to try to work every style you can because you have to adapt to a lot of people. You can't just learn one style. But honestly, I kind of emulate different when it comes to people. I base myself off of characters and personas I see on TV because to me, it's your persona and it's your personality that gets over with the crowd.
Right.
So basically, if I'm wrestling someone like Lucha, I'll kind of wrestle his style and to basically keep match up with him. So Lucha, as much as I hate the guy, Lucha can go. Lucha is fast. He's quick. So you have to be ready to be in the ring with someone like Lucha LaCour. So that's basically what I did. If you actually watch our match in March, which is probably honestly my favorite match I've had so far, even though I hate him. I can't stand the guy. But as far as the match we put on a good match, and basically I did some stuff I thought I wouldn't have done like 5-7 years ago. I wouldn't have ever done a guy my size, and the stuff I did with Lucha in that match was just like Hurricane Ranas and all that shit. And I'm not a flippy-floppy person, so to kind of answer your question, my style is more, I try to keep it more traditional based, because I'm a firm believer in less is more.
Yeah.
But the way me and Lucha wrestle, we didn't do a whole bunch of stuff, but we tore the house down. So, but yeah, if I had to say what kind of style I like, it's more like a traditional old school type.
So are you an FTR fan at that point?
FTR.
No, he don't watch AEW. That's right. Okay.
No,
you can say fuck the Revival. I mean,
yeah, fuck the Revival.
Just say that, you know, just call it a day.
Those guys are bringing old school back, man. FTR,
definitely.
Check them out. My God.
Well, but by the way, if y'all wondering where I got my leg drop from, Nick's seen my leg drop. Look up Road Dogg Jesse James.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't want to say nothing yet. But yeah, the badass Billy Gunn. Anyway,
somebody gave me the advice to try that once, and I did it, and the crowd popped, so I kept on doing it. So,
did you calm down with the you didn't know? I think that'd be pretty cool, and you know, let's go, hey Ninja! No, I'm joking.
Hey, who knows, bro?
Just saying, I gotta
fresh somehow.
Man, where's your Liquid Death at? You don't have the Liquid Death tonight?
No, it's actually out at Walmart. I'm drinking like blue Powerade.
Oh, why the hell, boy?
I haven't got to go shopping yet.
Oh, why the hell? I get mine every month.
Liquid, I guarantee you, Liquid Death will be quenching my thirst next episode.
Is drinking,
I got another one too. I got 2.
Dan's drinking windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. Dishwashing fluid or something.
It's blinker fluid.
Blinker fluid.
Blinker fluid.
Jason, I apologize for the 2 clowns I have on my show. You know, just saying, or the show, not my show, the show. But yeah, so I've been wanting to have you as a guest since we started this, and you were the top 3 guys I wanted on my show. So to say that you're being on my show is super awesome. And again, thank you for being a part of the show. But yeah, there's so much things I want to ask, but it's kind of hard. So I'm a little bit quiet, and that's why I'm letting the other 2 guys ask you questions, because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do and what I want to ask. You know, because you know.
Okay. Ask anything. You know me. I shoot from the hip, bro.
Well, I know that, but still, no. You know, we have a podcast. This isn't, you know.
So
you shoot with Sean, whatever his last name is. But anyway,
Oliver.
you mentioned that you watched the WWF back in the day, like, you know, your Stone Cold Steve Austins and your Shawn Michaels. Is there a specific favorite match that you have with Stone Cold by any chance? And if so, what it is?
A lot of people would say Bret Hart, which is probably my top 3, but honestly, it's mostly nostalgia reasons. It's probably Steve Austin and The Rock WrestleMania 17, even though I didn't like the ending is anticlimactic. But to me, that is what a WrestleMania main event should be like, is how Austin and The Rock tore it up at WrestleMania 17.
Major swerve at that.
If you want a really good Stone Cold match, and this one doesn't get thrown around a lot, 1998 Over the Edge, Stone Cold versus Dude Love for the WWF Championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is underrated. That they told a good story in that
Highly
match.
underrated.
Oh yeah.
Tragically underrated. Like, that match was really good.
That whole
Told a really good story too.
I don't care who you are. That whole summer of 1998, I would say from post WrestleMania up to about SummerSlam of '98 with Stone Cold and The Undertaker in Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah,
so
that was good.
I can go back and watch that whole 6-month period over and over.
And that stage set that SummerSlam had, like, that was pretty dope.
It's just
like still one of the dopest sets.
It was so simple. It was a little aisle with a metal door that opened. It was fantastic.
And then WrestleMania 2000 had it, and it was like longer.
Yeah.
Which was like, eh. But that pay-per-view was really good because we had The Rock versus Triple H in a ladder match for the IC title. Like, that was a banger of a match. Obviously, y'all both mentioned Taker versus Austin for the WWE title, or the WWF title at the time. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed the pay-per-view. My favorite Stone Cold match, obviously, is The Rock versus Stone Cold at Mania 17. Just Mania 17 in general is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. I mean, just because of the time of it.
Yep.
It's the end of the Attitude Era, and we're about to get into a new era with the WWF and WCW, you know, or the Invasion angle, as it's called. But, you know, it was a shitty angle, but, you know, we were into a new era. So it was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed that Mania in particular. So many good matches. The TLC 2 definitely is one of them. Kurt Angle versus that other guy whose name who shall remain nameless. Certain crippler guy. Just leave it at that. Yeah, that guy. And like the hardcore match was with Kane, Raven, and Big Show.
Are you talking about Butch, the crippler cross?
Yeah,
the rabbit,
we're talking about Butch.
The rabbit Wolverine Butch.
No, the rabbit wildebeest.
I can't believe that they literally called him the rabbit Wolverine.
Chase's face is priceless. I love it.
They literally called Butch. They literally had Butch on WWE television. And they called him the rabbit Wolverine.
No, Pat McAfee said that. And then he probably got fussed at for saying, "Why are you calling this man Rabbit Wolverine? We don't use that, Pat. You haven't watched our product." We don't mention a certain individual's name. Don't call him that. And then, like, the following week, the rapid wildebeest. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Rabid, not rapid. The rabid wildebeest. But yeah. Then here comes Dan. Here's Dan. So, with that being said, Chase, is there any shows you're doing within the upcoming months? Like, what is your plan? What is your scoring dates? Yeah, schedule.
This Saturday I got GSW in Thibodeau.
Right.
With next week I got Battle Zone Mississippi. I'm wrestling Frankie Thomas next Saturday. Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one.
Oh, someone jumped in the chat and said
he just said Preston's better.
Preston's better than who?
I guess better than us, and he knows it.
But who better than Canyon?
No, I don't have the micro brawl. I thought I did, but I didn't. But I do have a special Chase Matthews edition of the Hurricane because it sort of looks like him. But anyway, I thought you'll laugh at that one. But yeah. Oh, who better than? Damn, why are you stirring the pot?
I'm not.
He just put who better than Breslin with the original podcast logo. Anyway.
Breslin being his own mark again.
Oh, he said, "You homie, LOL, you a workhorse." Okay, so now he's kissing up to you. Hey, how about the Braves? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna type that.
Breslin's my boy, bro. So.
Oh yeah, he was awesome on the show last week. We talked for a long time. We ended up talking about figures. It ended from wrestling to like show us your figure collection.
Oh, he just messaged me on Messenger because I said we're live with Chase Matthews. We said what's up. He goes, "Aw, what's up?"
Bruh, yeah, he's too much, but he's awesome. I've watched some of his vlogs. Huh?
He rubs off on me with that. He's starting to rub off on me a little bit. You can ask him because, dude, when we're hanging out, I'm constantly picking on him and everybody.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff on social media.
Well, he just said
he was part of Hey Nation.
Yeah, he just said Chase is the reason I started investing in myself.
Or betting on yourself.
That's cool to know. He never told me that. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of pushed him. I kind of pushed him to invest in himself to help him out in a little bit. You know, to me, it's all about investing in yourself. Because if you're not going to invest in yourself, who else is going to invest in you?
Exactly.
Well, you know, he actually made a mention of that on last week's podcast. He told us that you said that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't take yourself seriously, how will you expect everyone else to?
Amen. Amen to that, dude.
Yes.
That's preach. That's gospel.
He said he gave me the advice in Lucydale, Mississippi.
Mississippi.
And Joey, what you did?
I'm ribbing you.
Why the hell?
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can send Nick a picture real quick or something.
Hey, bruh. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta say the Braves suck? The Braves don't suck. They're having a shitty season right now. We're shaky.
Hey, wait. The Braves started all shaky last year, and look what happened.
Exactly. Thank you. Hey, look, Chase, me and Chase, fellow Braves fans. Lightning can strike twice. It could.
I took the graphic off, but it was on your live. It was on the live stream, which is hilarious.
You're horrible.
Yeah,
you're horrible.
Hopefully your Braves doesn't destroy my Astros again.
Your ass. Why the hell? Oh, dude, that was a great night. Like, I remember me and Chase were a part of the Braves chat as it was called. It was myself, him, another guy named Brandon Law, Chris, who was just so happened to be a referee, and a few other guys. And
that's how many fans the Braves have.
Huh?
I said that's how many fans the Braves
check
have.
your messenger real quick.
Oh Lord, I just got a text just now. Let's see.
Hey Chase,
What's up?
Is that picture? See, I knew it.
Breslin wanted me to ask you if you collect any action figures.
I collect Funko Pops, not action figures. Now, ironically, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll go get the greatest action figure of all time. Just give me 1 second.
Go get it.
This beats out all of Breslin's action figures I got. Hold on.
Okay, you better hold that comment high because he had some good shit in his collection.
Oh, I'm not going there because yeah, I got some pretty killer stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be right back. I think I may have to top him. I'll be right back. Have fun. Have fun. Oh God.
So hey Joey, man, we're live on the air.
Hi.
What are you doing, bud?
Not much.
Nick,
where's Nick when I want? Where's Nick when I want to show him the reveal?
He looks like he's in his bathroom.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till Nick gets back to reveal the greatest action figure of all time. No, it's not of myself. Sorry, Nick.
Nick's weighing himself because he wants to do the hardcore Holly gimmick where he comes out with a scale.
Yeah. Hey,
that's Crash Holly,
Crash Holly.
Hey, Nick, really quick, you might know this question. Hey, on 2K22, do you need PlayStation Plus to do community creations?
Question. I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
I mean, like I said, I really don't know. But anyway, Chase, what do you want to show us?
Yeah, reveal the package.
Wait, I gotta do the drop. Bro, he's got the Turbo Man! Yo!
So, I guarantee you got that from Walmart, right?
I know, it was a Christmas present.
So they were selling
that was on Facebook. I remember seeing that.
They were selling those at Walmart a couple months back around Christmas time, and I begged and pleaded with my wife to have one because I love Jingle All the Way. That is the shit.
Yes. Absolutely classic.
So, show Breslin the ultimate action figure because you ain't gonna top this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fighting words, son. That's fighting words, son.
Come on, Breslin. Come on. What do you got? Come on.
He said, "LOL, funny." I don't think he has to say anything yet. I'm watching. I got the chat on my other screen, but yeah, he actually sent me.
It's turbo time.
The hell, Breslin, you are done, bro. Oh boy. Did.
That Turbo Man is sick, dude.
Yeah,
that's a sick Turbo Man. That's awesome. I was going to show you my blue Blazer Owen Hart figure, but I can't find it for some reason before he passed away. But yeah, he sent me an Adam Cole figure and a Fiend figure because I was on my way back from San Antonio and he sent me that. He sent it from Alabama and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, that's freaking awesome that he did that, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I spent $90, but I mean, it's $90 well worth it, you know? You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, how long have you been knowing Breslin for?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I met him last year.
Okay.
At one of my Alabama and Mississippi shows that I wrestle at Alabama Wrestling Federation. But yeah, that's where I met him. When I came back, he was, I don't think, from what I understand, he wrestled like maybe 3 matches a few years ago. Then he stopped a while and he started training again or some shit. But so technically he's still fresh to it. But when I came back last year, I think he was still putting his foot in the door. As you can see in that picture I sent you, he was in the crowd at one of my early matches back. And but yeah, actually I started talking to him like legit one-on-one when he attended a seminar in Lucedale and with fellow wrestler Brimstone, and he was one of the students attending it. So and I ended up just chatting with him a little bit, and we've been cool ever since, kind of trying to help each other out and stuff. So And like, funny enough, a year after that picture was taken that I sent you, we actually shared. We did a 5-way match in Alabama called Revolt Pro Wrestling, and we actually got to wrestle a little bit a year after that picture was taken. So I mean, fun fact, just one of those things, you never know what can happen, and how wrestling's all about storytelling of art imitating life or life imitating art. But yeah, so we never actually wrestled 1-on-1 yet, but
I think it'll be a pretty good match. I'll say it. I think with your technical brawling standpoint and his lucha libre high flying stuff, I think that would be a pretty good match. To the point that I mean,
I'll make him work.
I'll definitely be like, I think Chase would destroy wrestling, but I don't know. It's an even match.
Hey, President can do some shit I can't do. So
dude, that springboard backbreaker, backstabber that he did on Blanco, was it DSW? I forget which promotion it was.
DCW.
Yeah, DCW. And I mean, bro, that was, I popped for that. I'm like, dude, look at this dude. Like, he just did a springboard, or not springboard. He did like a jumping backstabber, and I'm like, holy crap. So, I watch his stuff and all that. I'm actually subscribed to his YouTube channel, and I watch a couple of his matches, and he's really good, and he could definitely go places. And I would love to see y'all two go at it. Just know that World of Kayfabe started, you know what I mean? World of Kayfabe started a feud. Anyway.
You never know.
Hey. Shit, we could get... Exactly. Hey. We could get y'all two at Cajun Heat, That would be sick as hell. Because Cajun Heat is right around the corner. In Morgan City.
Hey, I'm all for that.
Dude, that would be sick. I will be at that show. I might try to get some people to be on the road.
I have to check my schedule. I know I'm wrestling for GSW in August, but because I'm booked everywhere else. But hopefully I'm trying to wrestle more in Louisiana, bro. So
let me ask you this: what state did you enjoy wrestling in the most, other than Louisiana? What state did you have enjoyed?
Probably Alabama.
Okay.
No, have you?
I mean, Alabama got some hot crowds.
Oh yeah, from what I've saw, from what I've seen, they look like they have a pretty good crowd.
And honestly, Alabama's where probably I established myself the best, was in Alabama, and where I made my name, and where it helped me put me on the map was Alabama. To where other promotions found me and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'll probably always say Alabama, because of their crowds and their history when it comes to running, little hot spots over there and all that stuff. So and plus that's where my feud with Lucha has happened, and that shit with Lucha caught a whole bunch of attention. So
and he's supposed to be starting a feud with wrestling pretty soon. So pretty.
Now, have you wrestled in Texas before?
Yes.
Really?
There's a whole bunch of stuff in Texas, but I wrestle a lot in Houston and all that. That's where I won the AWA Maryland Cruiserweight title, because they did a showcase show there in Houston a while back, and I won their Cruiserweight strap in February. So I mean, that's where I was at this weekend, was their home base in Maryland. So
that's cool. Well, I live in Houston, so we have Texas All-Star Wrestling. So I was like, oh man, he's wrestling.
You also have Poly Pro.
That's on my bucket list, because I know a few people that wrestle there. So, but yeah, hopefully soon I can end up over there. But I mean, I wrestled a lot, and I think we're going back in August at the Houston Premier Arena.
That's where they do Loco.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They do a lot of shit. They do a lot of shit over there.
And I didn't realize this, because I wasn't a GCW fan in the past. But man, GCW and Loco do a lot of joint shows together.
I've watched one of their joint shows before on Fight TV, and it's really good. I forget, it was a Dante Leon match. I forget who he had faced, but they put on a hell of a good show. I believe it was Jimmy Lloyd.
Are you sure? Because I know he did a match with Joey Janela here.
No, this was like I want to say it was like last year. It was like towards the end of last year, and he did a match with it was either Ninja Mac or Jimmy Lloyd. He did a match, and it was really good.
Now,
but yeah,
do you watch GCW?
Do I watch it?
Yeah.
No. Honestly, I've really, this may sound sacrilegious. I really don't watch much wrestling these days, because honestly, when you start doing it and you start picking up on it, it's like you constantly watch, and when you do watch it, you watch it to study, and it's hard to watch stuff as a fan,
Right.
Yeah.
The only time I do watch it is when I try to catch some stuff on the network, and I'll try to watch some old stuff, and I mainly watch it for basically homework and stuff. But I mean, it's hard to keep up with a lot of stuff going on when you're involved in it, honestly. I mean, as weird as it sounds, it's just.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
I mean, if I was a wrestler, I probably would check out here and there, see what's going on. What's the buzz, what's the hottest thing, stuff like that. And I mean, I've watched GCW multiple times. I got GCW shirts. And when we first started this podcast, we were all three of us were right hot for GCW. We haven't talked about GCW in a little bit, because I mean, now that we have guests and now that we do stuff and all that, we kind of don't really have time to talk about GCW.
Well, the thing is with GCW, they put on so many shows, sometimes it's hard to follow.
It's hard to kind of keep track.
Ooh.
Like, there's so many. Like, they had a match they had In Too Deep over the weekend.
Yeah, like they'll have they'll have 4 shows. Like they'll have one on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
it's crazy.
Monday.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy.
But anyways, Chase, what's one advice you'd give to somebody just getting into wrestling, like the career wrestling? I meant.
Shit. I like being asked this, but I don't like being asked this. Damn
it, Joey, you put the man on the spot.
People will tell you different things, honestly, so I can only go by what my experience and what I believe in. But like Breslin said, one of the things I told him was to invest in himself. So I'll probably tell everyone to do that, but in the long run, basically just like I said earlier, never take no for an answer. If you really want it, because you have to really want it, never give up and never stop. And if you come across some people that would just try to tear up your spirit and tell you no, because you will, because that's the unfortunate truth, just never take no for an answer and just continue to work hard and, have a backbone, because if you don't have a backbone, you ain't going to survive. And that may sound, kind of like, oh, well, it's wrestling, it's not boot camp, or it's not. And trust me, you have to have a backbone to survive, because people will walk all over you if they see fit to do it. So, I mean, but yeah, just honestly, if you find a school and you want to get trained, go train. Fuck it, And but the business is not for everybody, and some people have, that when it comes to this, no, I'm not gonna try to I'm trying to word this right so I don't get heat. To me, it's harder to give someone criticism these days than it was probably when I first got in, because these days a lot of people are sensitive.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I help. I go to a wrestling ring in Crowley, Louisiana, every week to basically work out and train like 2 to 3 times a week. And we have a lot of students over there, and I mean, they've been great and all this stuff. So, but I tell these boys all the time, bro, like, if you don't want it, don't waste your time and don't waste everybody's time. You have to really want it. You have to have a backbone. You have to invest in yourself. Never take no for an answer. But plus you got to learn to take criticism, because if you can't take criticism, you're never going to evolve yourself and basically grow. But it's a learning process. It's a big process, you just have to have a whole bunch of stuff to basically get into it. And if you can be strong, if you can train yourself, if you can do all those things, I mean, dude, somebody tells you you can't do it and you're doing it. I mean, dude, that's like one of the best feelings in the world is when, I mean, to me at least as a competitor, is when someone says, "Oh, you couldn't do it," and I'm like, "Oh, hell, you are."
Yeah.
I mean, look where I'm at now.
I mean, DDP is a great example of that. He was told that he's too big for a manager and too small for a wrestler, and he was too old also, supposedly. You know,
I want to say he's too old as well too.
Well,
yeah,
it's
like too old.
It's like the same thing.
And now he's on the Hall of Fame now, so you know, if don't put up with being told no.
Well, it's like the same thing Chase said about the Undertaker. The promote, I don't remember who it was, but
it was Ole Anderson, I think.
Ole Anderson told Undertaker that no one would ever pay to see him wrestle live. Look where he's at.
Well, even
exactly.
Even Vince McMahon, when he first looked at Taker, he's like, no, I don't want him. Bruce Pritchard had to push him on him hard.
And then
he pushed him, and Vince is the one that came up with that persona.
Yeah, because at that point he was Mean Mark Calloway,
Mean Mark Callis,
Mean Mark Callis. I mean,
and that's one thing. It's one thing, you know, not to stay off topic, but it's like you got a lot of people who try to overcomplicate things today. When they do get involved and they want to be a wrestler, they just want to do what they see on TV, and they just want to do all these 20 spots in a match. They don't invest in themselves, and they don't basically take their persona seriously. They just want to do moves and stuff. And you tell them, you know, oh, you know, you're doing it wrong. You know, some will get upset, but it's like, I mean, that's another thing is just, you know, stop over complicating things. I mean, dude, when you hear someone saying, "Oh, the Undertaker," you know, oh, that'll never get over. I mean, imagine if someone would give a person the Undertaker persona today, they would probably lose their shit and be like, "I'm never doing that. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
And I mean, look how Mark Calloway handled that. He's arguably a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
easily in the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Unfortunately, wrestling nowadays doesn't rely on gimmicks now like it did
back then.
And you see one reason why there's the last big star is John Cena. As much as people harp on Cena, he got his persona over, and I mean,
yeah. I personally loved his when Cena first came in with the whole Thug Life and everything. I love that whole gimmick.
I thought you was about ready to say his prototype thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
The prototype.
You want to say the prototype? Oh my god. Okay.
You mean his Terminator ripoff?
Yeah, his Terminator ripoff.
Oh god.
He had his hair slicked back. He was actually ready to rumble, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know that, but he was ready to rumble.
Yeah, he's in the workout scene.
He was like, he was an extra. He was in the background, I think, while
he
was interviewing Goldberg.
Yeah, he was training at that
the power plant, not power plant. It was like a gym.
There's a California gym that Samoa Joe and Daniels trained at too. I can't remember. It's like Ultimate Pro Wrestling. I can't remember what it is now.
The LA Dojo.
Something like that.
It wasn't the LA Dojo. New Japan wasn't even in LA at that time.
New Japan was
in 1999.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Not in LA at 1999.
Oh no.
Exactly. Chase's face is what I'm giving you right now. The look on Chase's face is what I'm giving you right now, Dan.
Yes.
Literally. I don't know. Chase, are you there?
What happened?
I don't know. You froze.
We literally thought he was just staring at us.
No, my screen's black. What happened?
Maybe it's Discord. I'll change the region and it'll fix everything.
Oh, I got it just in Just in time.
Yeah, it's just Discord messing up.
There you go.
Oh god.
And just like, I'm ready to get off this damn podcast. This is some bullshit. I thought I was gonna over here have a good laugh, and next thing you know it, these three clowns. Like, Lord. But yeah, so is there anything you want to say before we end the show?
I mean, any questions y'all want to ask? Yeah, I know there's a few questions you wanted to actually have an ask that you're just kind of afraid to. You still ask me anything. I'll seriously ask me anything. If you want to get something off the chest.
Well, I noticed that you're a big horror movie guy, and I've seen the Michael Myers thing in the background. Is there a specific favorite franchise other than Halloween that you like? Or do you like just any kind of horror movie?
Okay, I want to pick his brain on this. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. Now we're on the nerd shit.
We're getting to the good shit.
Let's do it.
Sorry, Dan.
No.
I'm a 80s slasher nerd. I mean, that's just where I grew up on. There you go. But if my other favorite horror franchise, probably the Saw franchise. I love Saw, but like,
God, yes.
Friday the 13th as camp. I love the campiness of Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street. But like I said, all the 80s stuff, the classic shit, Chucky, Nightmare on Elm Street. I love all that classic stuff. But like as far as modern day stuff, Saw. And yeah, I'm a huge Halloween mark.
I do plan on getting a Michael Myers tattoo.
But yeah,
by the end of the year, I do plan on getting me a Michael Myers tattoo.
President got all those action figures collectible. I literally got a whole bunch of autographs on my wall of horror legends, and that's
sick.
Speaking of that, I forgot to mention one franchise. The Scream franchise to me is very underrated, and I just met Nev Campbell yesterday. So, in case
shit.
I don't know if you didn't see that. Yes.
Dude,
yeah.
That Nev Campbell, that woman, dude, she never ages.
Dude,
no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
When I met her, she literally looks so flawless.
Dude,
it was not Tony.
Beautiful.
Yes, and she's so nice and sweet. But that's been on my bucket list for like forever, and it was so packed and hectic yesterday. But literally, I drove 8 hours because I came back from Maryland, from DC. I've flown back to New Orleans, and I drove from New Orleans to Dallas to go meet her.
That's how dedicated.
Yeah. So yeah, I drove 8 hours to meet her, and when I did, I was just. I wish it could have been more time, but no. She looked so happy to be there, and she was so nice and stuff. And I can say I got a photo op with her on my wall right now. So I mean,
how your wife feels about that?
Oh, bro, she loves her too, bro. Like, she both her me.
What did you think of the newest Scream movie? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was solid.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I did too.
Good question.
It really felt like a Wes Craven movie. God bless Wes Craven, but you can tell the makers that made it, who made that movie Ready or Not. You can tell they put a lot of heart into that to honor Wes Craven and stuff. I thought the ending was a little safe for my taste. The ending was too formulaic, but it was still good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bash it because of how they ended it safe. But I thought it was good for what it was.
Ooh.
I see what you got in your hand.
Ooh.
Texas
Is that the original one?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic right there, brother.
Okay, so my grandma, this was my grandma's. So
what the fuck?
She would never let me watch this movie because she was like, oh, this movie is so gory, you don't need to watch it. You don't see one drop of blood in this fucking movie, right?
The movie is not gory. The movie is terrifying, though, because I actually watched that maybe like 2 months ago because I hadn't watched it in a while, so I want to revisit it, the VHS.
Look at that.
That movie, right there. It's not gory, but it's highly disturbing.
The second one is where it's at.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, it's scary for the fact of that shit can actually happen. It makes, like, every time I watch it, my mind, I can just feel my mind rotating. Like, my mind thinks, like, how would I get out of this situation if I was this character? Like, that's what I love about horror movies, that I feel myself being in that movie, and how would I escape? What would I do differently? I love it.
And that's like with me. I definitely enjoy that. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like the original Halloween, which is my favorite horror film. Probably my horror film of all time, the 1978 version. That could happen to anybody at any time. Basically, the premise of coming across this, this guy, and he randomly goes after you. It can happen to anybody. Well, I mean, how would you feel if you locked yourself in the closet?
So I think the most haunting scene in the original Halloween, and it's so simple, when the little boy is hiding behind the curtain and he opens up the blinds and he's looking across the street, and you can see the silhouette of Michael's body in the dark, and he's looking.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Something about that is horrifying.
Imagine if you peek through the curtains or your shades and you see that shit. Like, oof. Are
you pretty stoked for Halloween Ends?
Oh yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Well,
yes.
How you felt about Halloween Kills?
Oh, well, if you're on the internet, you know how divisive that film is. It's so split. It has its haters, and I personally think it's one of the better sequels in a while. Yeah. This is my 100%. Opinion. People like to say, "Oh, the Evil Dies Tonight thing was overdone," and it was overhyped. I keep telling people that's the point of it, because if you watch how society is today, it's basically talking about that mob mentality, and people, I want a realistic movie, but yet they do realistic shit, and people don't like it because, to me, it offends them, because that honestly happens every day. It takes one person to say one chant and everybody's gonna follow them. Yep. And when and I love the message behind Halloween Kills, how a figure can strike fear in a town of people, and fear can turn other people into monsters. Mm-hmm. I just thought that the whole structure behind that message was something that they haven't done in a while. Basically, how they turned the whole town into a character, which they kind of touched on in Halloween 4 if you watch that movie again. Yep. But Halloween Kills just basically dove right into it, basically focused on how Michael Myers can turn a whole town into monsters basically off of fear. To me, that's what I liked about it. And I liked how they basically made the movie how Michael Myers is this unstoppable monster, which to me, they haven't done in so long. To me, they finally got Michael Myers right, how they turn him into such a unstoppable killer, but you don't know if he's supernatural or not.
Right. Well, what do you think about towards the end? Remember when like 8 or 9 townspeople are beating the shit?
Spoiler alert.
And then he just
alert.
He just he like Super Saiyans and just like unleashes pure hell.
I loved it, bro. Like, dude,
they do everything they power to knock this dude out, and ultimately it didn't happen.
Some people harp on that shit, and I'm like, but yeah, these are the same people who want them to keep making these movies, but yet you literally get an ending of Michael Myers slaughtering the whole town, and he basically wins. He kills one of the main characters, and he's standing tall, and some people, kind of, not satisfied with that. I'm like, dude, look at it from a wrestling standpoint. They literally built up this Michael Myers as this ultimate heel.
Right. And then the payoff is just...
The payoff is in Halloween Ends, so either he's gonna die or he's gonna go down with Laurie Strode.
Well, apparently, Jamie Lee Curtis said that the first trailer is supposed to be released in like July, and apparently they said that it's really disturbing. I'm fucking stoked.
If this is gonna be a good one, I feel like this is gonna be a good end to a good franchise.
Yeah.
I just hope. Go ahead.
I think they said it's going to be more of a small scale film. It's going to be like more story based.
Yeah,
it needs to be more story based.
Yeah, because Halloween Kills, that movie was meant for Carnage and stuff. It was the second installment of a trilogy, so they basically made it all about chaos and stuff. So this one's going to be from what I heard, kind of Halloween 2018 and Halloween 78 mixed up a little bit, basically a coming of age story.
Right.
It's not going to be as, over the top as Halloween Kills, but
I just hope that they don't have any shitty reboots over and over and over, like what they did with Texas Chainsaw. Like, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was great, and then they did the Awakening, or the beginning, and then the other one, which was all right. And you had the old man from Full Metal Jacket. I'm sorry, the sergeant to play as the cop or whatever. He was awesome in the movie. I forget his name.
Shit, I just murdered the whole fucking sheriff's department.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are the two best Texas Chainsaws, other than the original was the 2003 remake and then the 2006 prequel.
To me, those are probably my favorite. Those are the last solid ones, in my opinion.
Like the one in 2006, the beginning is easily my favorite one out of the franchise. Go ahead, Dan.
What did you think of the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre that just came out a couple months back?
It was good. Me and Brittany, we watched it. It's kind of double-edged sword with that one. Brittany, I mean, she don't really watch that much horror movies, and if she does, is with me. She watched the Halloween stuff. Our first or second date. No, it was our fourth date. We saw the Halloween movie, and then we saw Halloween Kills last year with her parents because they wanted to see it. So I'm like, well, let's check it out. We're gonna have a good time watching it. So yeah, with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like, I like it, but then I don't like it. I don't like the fact that the house is in the middle of a town. I don't like that. I don't like the Sawyer's house is in the middle of a freaking town. It needs to be in a big field, like it was in the beginning, like it was in the 2003 remake, something like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
and don't get me started with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. That one was just ugh.
They actually have a post-credit scene of him going back to his house from the original.
Exactly. Yep. And it's like, if that's what they're doing, then good. That's gonna be great. But I feel like that needs to be done. I feel like this.
Hey. They kind of try to be like Halloween 2018 a little bit with Sally.
A little bit. But
with the blonde hair going after the killer, and they completely wasted her anyway. I'm like, bro, as much as I love that original, Sally's not Jamie Lee Curtis when it comes to being a badass.
So you said that you like Saw, right?
Yeah.
So I may have a counter one for you. Ever heard of Hostel?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's gore porn at its
1, 2, and 3. So here's the thing: I love Saw, and I will always love Saw. Hostel, on the other hand, I love Hostel only because of the fact that it kind of got me into like the gory side of horror movies, whereas Halloween got me into loving horror movies in general. Just enjoying the story, enjoying the vibe, enjoying, all that. And then you got like Hostel and Saw and all that, which is the gory side, the gore factor, especially with Hostel, the first two. The first one, really and truly, like just nothing but torture porn. And then the third one was, in my opinion, was the shitty one. It's just, it went straight to DVD. And, that was it. That was the end of the franchise. I've also been watching some very shitty horror movies. One of them is on Tubi, and it's called An American Terror. If you guys want a good movie, it's a pretty decent movie at best. It's basically about these 3 teenagers who are bullied. One has a mohawk, one looks like he'll be off of Matrix, and the other guy is a fat Harry Potter. Anyway, pretty good movie. I don't want to go into too much detail. It's basically about these 3 teenagers that's getting bullied, and they're planning on having a bomb put at the prom. So it's pretty interesting movie.
You know what modern horror movies I like right now? They haven't talked about it since they came out, but what was it? the babysitter movies, those two, the babysitter.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of goofy and a little over the top, but it's so fun to watch. And Summer of '84, that was. I don't hear about people talking about that no more. Summer of '84 and what was that? Freaky.
Okay.
Was it with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they switched bodies. Was it called Freaky?
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
It is. It's called Freaky.
And Happy Death Day movies are good too, but to me, I can watch the 80s and 90s stuff, and so like over and over.
If you sometime if you have about an hour of your time that you're not doing nothing, I'll send you a link. I'll send it to Nick to send to you. There's a Friday the 13th fan film called Never Hike Alone.
I watched
apparently it. It's supposed to be, it's really good.
Yeah, I watched it. And there's actually a second one, Never Hike Alone in the Snow.
Yeah, Never Hike in the Snow. Yep.
Yeah, those are fun. Being the actual filmmakers and producers can't make it right now because of that lawsuit that's going on. So, I mean...
And if you want another good one to watch, have you ever seen Don't Breathe?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's been a while.
The first one I think was better than the second one because the second one they tried to make the killer a sympathetic. I don't like when they try to make the killer sympathetic. I want him just to be brute fucking force,
I hate that shit. God. I think the closest sympathetic killer they've got right, and they botched it in the sequels, is Leatherface.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. He's still a beast, but he's more of a what do you call that? A puppet.
Yeah.
But they don't like in your family. In the first film, they don't overexpose him, but like if you get to Texas Chainsaw 3D, they make him full sympathetic, and to me, I'm like.
And then like at the end of the movie, like the girl that he captures is his cousin.
Dude,
like what the fuck?
The worst line in that whole fucking movie is when she and I know he knows what I'm talking about. When she slides the chainsaw and she goes, "Get him, cuz."
Oh my god, yes. That made me cringe. I'm like, why? Why?
I cringy a little bit.
Get him.
But anyway,
cuz.
I don't want to end this episode on a bad note, so we're gonna wrap up this show. Chase, now is the time for you to share your social media, where to find you, how to get to you, stuff like that, and also give us your tour dates and stuff like that. Where you're gonna be.
Yeah, well, find me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Chase Matthews. It'll be easy to find me on there. And if anybody watching, if you're in the Louisiana area, you can find me in Thibodaux this Saturday at GSW at 3 o'clock. Next week I'll be in Mississippi. I'm losing track here. I'll be in Alabama after that. The next 2 weeks, the end of May, the beginning of June. Be at 225 next month. But yeah, like just follow my Facebook. You'll have all my tour dates on there. But like when it comes to the next 2 weeks, you can find me in Thibodaux this Saturday and Richland, Mississippi next weekend. So, but if you want to find out more, just look up my Facebook at Chase Matthews.
So you're gonna be in Pro Wrestling 225 in June?
Should be.
And the one in Lafayette, or which one?
Well, it was scheduled for Lafayette, but some stuff happened and it got moved to Plaquemine, and I was scheduled for Lafayette, but but the show got moved to Plaquemine. So as of from that, I should be there, being I was originally scheduled to be on that show.
Wow, that sucks, man.
Yeah, no,
I was really looking forward to it. I can always give me a hotel.
I mean, Plaquemine's only like an hour away, but it's not like wrestling in your hometown.
Exactly. But with that being said, Chase, I thank you so much for being a part of the show. We had a really good time. Check him out. He's all over Facebook. He's all over anywhere you can find this dude. You can't miss him. And also, he also got merch. He's got merch. You want to plug your merch in?
Yes. Do you want to buy a t-shirt, coffee mug, whatever? Just, I got sweaters, jackets. I even got joggers. And I don't wear joggers that much. But yeah, whatever you want, look me up on Facebook. I'm happy to hook you up with something. I mailed Nick a shirt last week. He's still waiting to get that in the mail.
I do plan on wearing that soon once it comes.
Yeah, I have a website, www.storefrontier.com/Chase Matthews. But also if you want a shirt directly from me, I have a load in my closet that I can easily mail out to you. If you don't want to wait the 2 weeks from my website, I can mail it out to you and you get it within a week the latest. So, but yeah, just hook me up on Facebook if you want a shirt or whatever. I'll take care of everything, and sweat it.
Oh, Breslin,
I have a whole variety of shirts. Look up. I'll send you all the links to this website. I have a variety of stuff.
Breslin, if you're watching this, you owe me a wrestling shirt too, by the way, motherfucker. Anyway.
Yeah, that's two for me, 0 for Breslin.
So
the other one's the action figure.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, he did give me he did send me some action figures. So anyway,
yeah, well,
with that being said, Chase, thank you so much for being a part of the show. That's a badass figure. I fucking love that figure. We have reached the end of the show, guys. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you want to keep following us, hit that subscribe button. We're actually on the verge of having a Twitter page. I just finally made a Twitter. We're in the process of doing a Twitter and other stuff as well. We want to branch out more to Kayfabe. And again, thanks to Chase for also recommending like 200. It's 200 plus people on the page now. It's insane. It's awesome. Guys, thank y'all so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. To the ones that watch the videos, for the ones that sit there and listen to us three morons talk about wrestling and all kinds of other bullshit. Thank you guys so much. Without you guys, we would not have this YouTube channel. We would not be doing stuff. We would not be bringing in kick-ass guests like Chase and other people as well. And with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends, tell it with your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your sister, your brother, whoever. Make sure you like our stuff and smash that bell. That way you don't miss any of our content. Click the bell. Make sure you put on all the settings. That way you don't miss any of our content when we go live and whenever we have the replay of the show. Until next time, this is Slick Nick, Man with 1,000 Technical Difficulties, Dan the Man, Saggly Crocker, and Mr. Chase Matthews. Joey, you know what to do. Hit that track.
Goodbye. And good night.